I've been married to my wife, Sarah, for over 20 years. When we met, she had a 5-year-old daughter, Emma, whose biological father, Mark, was unreliable and never kept his promises. I grew close to Emma, and over the years, we built a strong bond. I was there for her through everything: her first bike ride, recital, school milestones, and she called me Dad, even though I wasn't her biological father. When Emma went to college, I financially supported her: tuition, rent. While Mark remained distant, Emma graduated and thanked me for everything. But when she announced her wedding, I was shocked to learn she had chosen Mark to walk her down the aisle. She said, "There's only one biological father." That moment devastated me. I had been there for her all along, yet at her wedding, I felt invisible. Afterward, Emma and Andrew went on a luxury honeymoon. Upon their return, Emma casually asked me to cover unexpected expenses. For the first time, I said no. It felt like a betrayal, but I was tired of always being the backup. I suggested she ask Mark for help instead. Sarah was furious. She didn't understand my refusal, and our relationship started to crack. Emma hasn't contacted me since. Sarah tried to fix things, but I couldn't go back to being the man who gave without receiving. Over time, I focused on myself more, reconnecting with hobbies and friends. Months later, Sarah told me Emma and Andrew had been evicted. She was upset, asking why I wouldn't help. But I couldn't. Emma had chosen Mark, and now she had to face the consequences. I told Sarah that if Mark was her father for the big moments, he should be there for the difficult ones too. A few weeks later, Andrew asked for help with rent. I refused again, telling him to ask Mark. Later, Emma reached out, apologizing for how things had turned out. She admitted she made me feel replaced. I told her I had been there for her, but my love and sacrifices never seemed enough. The conversation ended, and I didn't know if we could rebuild our relationship. As time passed, Sarah and I grew further apart. I found comfort in Sophie, Sarah's best friend, who had always supported me. Our bond deepened, eventually leading to an affair. Sophie didn't excuse my actions, but she didn't judge me either. When Sarah found out, the fallout was immediate. Emma and Sarah blamed me for destroying our family. I moved into a small apartment, and despite everything, Sophie stood by me. Eventually, Emma messaged me to apologize, saying I would always be her father, but the wounds were too deep for me to respond. I'm moving forward, no matter what I've left behind.